It's crunch time in the East. This is where the playoff race really starts. When you bet with Fanatic Sportsbook, you could earn fan cash up to 10% back on your bets, win or lose. And unlike points that expire, fan cash is the true currency of sports that you could spend on official team gear across every team and league, collectibles, exclusive experiences. It's all on fanatics.com. You're getting access to the world of sports every time you bet with Fanatic Sportsbook. And before every game, you could find our Knicks Film School best bets right inside the Fanatic Sportsbook app. So if you're betting the game, you could bet right along with us. Get in on the action and start earning fan cash today. Fanatic Sportsbook. Winning hits different here.
Been that long? You want to try that again outside after school, you punk? After school, after school, you go. Just meet me after school. After school, after school, you go. Just meet me after school. After school, after school, you go. Just meet me after school. After school.
What's good, family? Welcome to another edition of KFS After School on the Knicks Film School YouTube channel. Late night edition. Welcome to the Sweet 16. Welcome to March Madness, and welcome to Knicks Film School. I'm Jeff J. That is Sean with a W, and you are amazing. We're tapping in to talk Knicks, the week that was, the week that will be. We're getting down, Sean. Final weeks of the regular season before these playoffs are upon us, and everybody's acting rational. The internet's rational, media's rational. It's uneventful times around Knickerbocker Nation.
Yes, there are some. Knickerbocker Nation is alive and kicking for the tonight, and will be tomorrow, even though the Knicks do not play tonight and tomorrow because of the words of a Knick fan, and I use that term fan very loosely, but we'll get to that fan later. But I just had to, well, I didn't have to, but I'm just tired of listening to NBA podcasts just glaze Wemby to San Antonio Spurs for 45 minutes every single day and talk about why this team can make, why this team is good, and it's like this team, no one wants to play this team, and this team has done this since the All-Star break. This team has done this since January 1st. This team has done this since February 1st. And all these arbitrary markers that people use to say why this team is good. But then when it comes to our team, it's just like, they're the Knicks. But as you always say, the discourse around this team is, what, for lack of a better word, fucked. But I'm used to it by now, and I don't let it bother me. But it's just interesting to notice.
For sure. And let me tap in. Shout out to everybody tuning in right now. If you are locked in on YouTube, if you are locked into Twitter, send the word. Tell a friend that we talking Knicks, man. I don't know what y'all doing your Friday night. If you're watching March Madness, second screen us, because you want to talk about the Knicks. You want to hear the discourse, and you get us at a rare time live. The rest of the night is in front of us, and we're gonna have some conversations, man. I think first off we should start from last night, and the Knicks losing to the Hornets 114-103. Sean, what were your impressions of that game? I know you did the watch along with John, which was probably amazing.
So because my computer has been trying to take the rest of the week off, I missed much of the first half. I joined John for the second half, but from listen, all I care about is how they start the game. And I said on Weekly Wages with John, the player I was going to look at was the key to that game, and what I had my eye on was Con Knipple, because if Con Knipple comes out firing and does this Doug Bizzle because they decide not to guard him, basically, do they come out with the requisite energy and intensity for a team that is literally the best team in the NBA in net rating, according to Cleaning the Glass, is January 1st. And I mean, it's just getting annoying now. It's getting annoying. Their level of defense, the level of defense they played in third and fourth quarters, if they had come out of that level, that would have been that maybe they don't fall behind by so much. They had 12 rebounds through three quarters. Like, that's insane to me. Yes, I know Charlotte is I think they're the best rebounding team in the league. Diakite, I'm going
Musa Diabate.
Diabate. Oh, I said Diakite. Diakite played for UVA. Diabate was good, but like he's good, but like a team with and I'm gonna look this up on Pivot Fade, but a team with Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson should not have 12 rebounds through three quarters. Like, that just should not happen. As I'm double checking here, in the first half they had 12. They had 12 in the first half, and in the third quarter they had 4. They had 4 as a collective. They had 4 rebounds in a quarter. Like, how hard is that? And John spoke about it in the post game. He said when the Knicks don't rebound, they usually get they got out. Like, when the Knicks get under, I believe the number is 40 rebounds, they get their shit pushed in. Like, they lost the game they lost to Boston, under 40 rebounds. Every game against Detroit, under 40 rebounds. Like, if you look at all the games where the Knicks don't have 40 rebounds, they get their shit pushed in. Andrew said that this game was data collection, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't doubt it. You know, I'm not saying he's wrong. It is data collection because this is the first time they played the new Charlotte Hornets. But part of me was not surprised that I'll say this, and I'll throw it back to you. I hope that they play that game with one eye on Sunday night and saying Sunday night is what really is. If they come out, Jeff, on bullshit on Sunday night against the reigning defending NBA champions, they deserve all of the smoke.
100%. Here's a few things from that game. First off, for them starting off slow to end up cooking and only being down by 2 at the end of the first quarter says a lot. It also says a lot about their personnel that once they started going into their rotations, that's when it started to get spooky for the Hornets. The second thing, make some commotion for the Hornets. They are as advertised.
Yes.
I can tell you they're like that because they took their arena back. Alan Hahn had that comment. This was their Battle of the Bastards, and they took their arena back. It was probably 60-40, maybe even 65-35 Knicks fans. And them Charlotte Hornets fans were tapped in and locked in. Shout out to my guy, Rodimus Prime on Twitter with Rod and Karen and Black Guy Who Tips. He's a Charlotte Hornets season ticket holder, diehard Hornets fan. And he been talking about them. He been ride or die with them since day one, since before they come up. Mm-hmm. And he's telling folks like, yo, you come to the Hive, it's belt to ass. That's what it's been since the turn of the calendar. And I will say this. We got the belt because you're a good kid and you're a good student, but you messed up. So the belt comes for everybody at some point. So we got I gotta give you the belt because this is my morals. This is the code. Belt. The way they've been decimating teams. Hey, they ran Boston out of the arena. Was that at the TD Garden?
First of all, that is the TD Jakes Center. There's only one garden.
That is true. That is the Bishop TD Jakes.
Yes. Bishop
Convention
TD Jakes
Center. So they ran them out of Boston. Like random. They've been smacking teams. This game it felt like they had a perpetual 6-point lead that the Knicks couldn't get over. The Knicks were a step slow. The Hornets, like they've been doing to the rest of the league, mercilessly attacking mismatches. Shout out to my guy XJ, who was speaking about how they were countering pre-switches. That's why if you wondered, why the hell does Brunson keep getting caught on Mikal Bridges? It was because they were counteracting the counteractions.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, they shooting bombs from 30 feet and cashing them. I don't know what you do at that point. But to your point, Sean, I give the Hornets a lot of credit. They won that game. Sometimes your team gets beat. You can break down why, but sometimes they get beat. The Knicks got beat.
Yes.
The Knicks got beat. I'm not going to go into the whole, like, there's been games. I say the Lakers game. I say the Cavs game, the first time they played hard, in the last Cavs game, where both teams were ass, but the other team was a little less ass. This was the Hornets were good and the Knicks weren't good enough. They were a step slower on night. They got decimated on the boards, unlike anything they've done, anything that's happened to them this season. It's like, for them in this era, it's pretty historic. 24 boards in an entire game. Yeah, y'all all were knocking down shots, but there was at least 70 boards on the floor, fam. And y'all wasn't getting it. Their guards were rebounding. Ours were not. Cat had 3 boards, which isn't enough. Like, even if in his streaks where he hasn't been scoring the ball, rebounding was the guarantee. And he wasn't doing it. Mitch wasn't on the boards like that either. It was a domination on that side. Second chance points, fast break points. They out-Knicks the Knicks. So I'm not really worried about that. I think maybe this is something for the beat to ask, right? Do you care about these marquee matchups like the other team does? Because it was clear the Hornets and every team, for the most part, are giving the Knicks their best shot. I don't think you can say the same at the other end. Now, if you have a concern that, I don't know if they're going to continue this into the playoffs and they're just not going to give their best effort, some people might lean on that they're a veteran team. Others might say, like, yo, I want to see it in the regular season. I'm kind of in the middle with it. I'm like, yo, y'all is trying to get as high of a seed as possible. You got to start sending messages. It's 8 games left. You got to start sending messages, in my opinion. So if y'all just going to be annoying and y'all just not going to approach certain games that way, well, then you better be dominant in the postseason, because this will all come back to bite you.
So it's funny you say that about teams always wanting to beat the Knicks. I tweeted this on February 11th after they lost to the Pacers at home. And Siakam was talking about, I have it right here. Nemhard was saying, playoff atmosphere, and we played them a lot in the playoffs. There's a certain competitiveness that comes out. And I retweeted, that was from New York Basketball. Shout out to New York Basketball. I said, the Knicks are getting every East team's best shot every night, from Detroit to Indiana and everywhere in between. I wonder if the New York Knicks know it. I would tweet that. I wonder if they care. And to your point, if you're going to be like this, God help this team if they go out in the second round because they gave away a game, because they started out slow, because they didn't do the things they wanted to do.
Right.
Like, if they do that, dog, they're catching the rat. Like, see, because Eric Adams wants to put up street signs all over the place for us to make in the conference finals. And, listen, I like the going on 7th Avenue after a playoff win. I think that's our little tradition. I'm not going to apologize to that for anybody. It's not winning a championship. You salty motherfuckers always be talking about. But that's all cool. But this town recognizes bullshit when they see it. And if you're going to continue to be on bullshit, and if you go out, if you lose a playoff series, and in those games you just continuously started slow, you did not bring the effort, you did not bring the intensity. Now, to your point, Jeff, these guys are battle tested. Jalen has played in 2 conference finals. Cat has played in 2 conference finals. OG didn't play on that. He didn't play. He was injured when they won the chip in 19, but he played.
Contributed.
He missed the entire playoffs because he had a
right. I'm saying throughout the season.
Though. Yeah. And then the next year he was on the play, and the next year he was honestly,
and he had a big shot in the bubble too. Let's not forget,
he hit the second biggest shot in Raptors history. Josh Hart is like, these guys have played in playoff games, so they know what playoff intensity is. They know it. All right, but I'm just saying, you keep just. I have a question for you, Jeff, and then we can. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely in 10 and 1 being whatever, how much do you think they want the 2 seed?
If 10 is like,
Yes.
if it's increasing in levels of fuck, give it as you go up in the numbers, it's decreasing.
Yes.
Yo, honestly, I feel like they're probably at a 7, 8. I think if they can get it, they can get it. But they're good where they are. I think they don't want to drop. I know that. They're not trying to go 4 or 5 or drop like that. Mm-hmm. But I think if you told them we'll be the 3 seed, all right, cool. Because think about it. They've been the 4 seed, they've been the 5 seed, they've been the 3 seed.
I remember when they were the 2 seed for like weeks.
Right. Right. So they've been at different levels of seeding throughout these playoffs. So I don't think I do think there's a level of we need to get home court, as many home courts as possible. Right. So I don't know if they would be willing to like kill themselves to get the 2 seed, if that makes sense. And one more thing about that Charlotte game, I tweeted out that they missed Deuce and Landry in this game. And people were hitting me like I was crazy. Like, what do you mean Deuce and Landry? Like how? And I said straight up, Landry actually boxes out. How about that? Let's start there. They both can hit threes, which at this point, I think the Knicks gave a little bit of a blueprint on what you got to do for these new look Hornets. First, you got to be hungry on defense. Like Josh Hart, that last quarter was probably the best defense I've seen Hart play. It is Knicks jersey. Like it was just like the ball was finding him on defense. He's stealing, he's crashing. Like to your point, 48 minutes of that, and they would have ran away with the game. But the other thing is you got to hit shots. And I think Deuce hitting shots, and then you need switchable guys that can play on the perimeter and cut off their water. I think those two would have been, it would have helped. That's what I will say.
You know what? I'm going to look for this in every game for the rest of the season. The indicator that they care, how much they care about this game. For me, there's 2 indicators. One, there was a play where I forget who in Charlotte took a 3, missed. Cat boxed out like Zach would, which is to say he wouldn't. Like he didn't box out at all. Diabate got the rebound, kicked out to, I believe, LaMelo.
Kobe White.
Oh, Kobe White, yes. And then the shot goes up, and then Cat is boxing out. Of course, that was a switch. But the biggest indicator for me was there was a play in that third quarter, because you're talking about Josh Hart's defense in the fourth quarter. There was a play in the third quarter where Josh Hart went under a LaMelo ball screen at the top of the key. And I'm like, and Breen called it out. He's like, Josh Hart goes under the screen. Like, dog, why would you? Oh, you just didn't feel like fighting over it. Okay. Like at that point, I was like, okay, I see what time it is today. So
yeah.
I don't think there's going to be not a 30 for 30. Well, if they ever did a documentary on this team, it would be fucking fascinating. Fascinating.
Chris Herring might have to write a book, especially if they win the chip. He gonna have to that next book is gonna have to be about this era.
So the irony
with the Heatles.
So the irony is the farther they go in the playoffs, the less interesting that book will be. Because I want the why did this team crash out in the second round, and then who's gonna write a book about a team that lost in the second round, right? But whatever. All right. So that's the game. That's yesterday's game. You brought the playoffs, and I asked you about the 2 seed and how much they wanted. As of right now, the Knicks are the 3 seed. They are 1 game behind They're one game in the standings behind the Celtics for the 2 seed. But in reality, it's a half game because the Knicks own the tiebreaker. Shout out to Adam Silver in the NBA Cup. So maybe they're just waiting to get to that. Maybe they're waiting to see, listen, if we're within a game of Boston, what have you. Because to your point, they don't want to drop. But so they're either going to be 2 or 3. I'm going to knock on wood and say they're not going to drop to 4. So we discussed earlier today. What is one team that you think the Knicks want to play, and what is one team you think the Knicks do not want to play in the first round of the NBA playoffs? So A's before beauty. So I will let you go first.
That's hilarious. Yeah, why not both?
And yes, Lito, you're right. Mikal Bridges also played in the finals. That's more playoff
Facts. If people forget that. And Landry left. I think he left Phoenix and was in Brooklyn the year they went to the finals. Funny enough,
something
like if KD's toe is an inch smaller, it would have Landry and Shamet would have faced off in the finals.
Mikal and Landry, not Landry and Shamet.
Landry and Shamet. Well, it's all races combined in one man, like the '99 Summer Jam. I think this is obvious, Sean. I definitely want to hear your point, but I think the team they would want to face is absolutely the Raptors. They have not lost to them since the OG trade.
Mm-hmm.
The Raptors don't have enough offense for them, and they can't really stop them either. So I think that's the clear low key. I think if you put the top 4 in a room and they shoot like a podcast and they just talking shit and don't care, I think all of them like, so who would you want to face? Like, yeah, Toronto. Like, we trying to see Toronto. I think everybody would say that. And the team they don't want to face is the team none of them motherfuckers want to face. It's a team they played on Thursday. Them the Fighting Hornets. Because the Hive is alive, brother. And they don't care. They just hooping. You got to hope that the playoff jitters wraps them up. Either way, you got to be committed. We're saying this about current era Hornets.
Yeah.
You got to be committed, bro. Like, you got to be committed. Like, you got to shut all that down early. Like, I don't think their bench is that spectacular. That's the one knock on them. Kobe White was a massive upgrade. But other than that, you got Kobe White, you got Kalkbrenner. I feel like if you have a solid enough bench and you mix up your starters, and even if their starters are going to be playing a lot, they're loosey-goosey with the rock. So they will give you a chance to come back. All of that being said, I'm all right. I'm all right with what ifs. Or if you got to see them, wait until the later rounds. Wait until the later rounds. But that would be, if I'm the Knicks, that's like my number one for a team that you want to face and a number one for the team that you don't want to face.
So I figured you'd say the Raptors for obvious reasons. Besides the fact that they've not beaten, the Raptors have not beaten the Knicks since the OG trade. Basically, when it comes down to the Raptors, they're a good defensive team. They like to get out in transition. They use their defense to get out in transition, what have you, which the Knicks don't want to do. The Knicks are allergic to transition because I'm pretty sure the Knicks had the same amount of fast break points as me and you did last night. I'm just going to double check. Oh, no, they got seven in the fourth quarter.
They've been scoring on fast break points. That's been like Mikal. Like when Mikal was cooking, he was cooking with them fast break buckets. Like,
I know for a fact that through 3 quarters they had 0. Yes, in the first half they had 0, and in the third quarter, they were down 19-0 after 3 quarters in fast break points. But I say that to say, Toronto's half-court offense is, it is nothing to write home about. It's going to be a lot of R.J. Barrett and a lot of Brandon Ingram dribbling the hell out of the ball. Scotty Barnes doing Scotty Barnes things. Like,
IQ is hurt.
IQ is hurt. Look, I know we throw Knicks in 5 round all the time. If they don't beat that team in 5 games, I'll be disappointed, which means they'll win in 6 because the kryptonite for that team will be like, you want to talk about like, oh, we don't got to put an effort. It's like we turn it on when we want to. It'd be like, oh, look at these motherfuckers, right? So if I pushed Toronto out of the way and I said, give me another team I'd want them to play. Surprisingly, in the first round, I would pick Atlanta. And the only reason I pick Atlanta is for the same reasons of, lack of playoff experience. And also, they have somebody who I would nominate for this would be the 23, 24, 25. Well, it was named after him in 23. So this would be the third annual fourth annual Isaac Okoro leaving your ass wide the fuck open. And that goes to Dyson Daniels. Because Dyson Daniels, do you know what Dyson Daniels is shooting from three this season?
15%?
15.7%.
Wow.
You guessed that?
Yeah, I didn't look.
15.7%.
That's insane, bro.
We can play you off the floor.
We're funneling everything.
We're fun. Like you are. I don't care how good of a defender you are. And listen, you're a very good defender. Obviously, you're all defense last year. Had the most steals last year. Most improved player last year. You can't shoot 15%. Because the one thing about the playoffs is that teams, when they find out what you're not good at, they exploit the fuck out of it. So I mean, listen, I like Jalen Johnson. I had him. I think he would have won most improved player last year. Obviously, Nickeil Alexander-Walker having a career season. The removal of Trae Young and their cooking. Who would have thought? But you can't start a player in the playoffs in this era that shoots 15% from three.
And not to mention, we talk about like hiding spots. CJ McCollum exists.
Yo, I was just
and he's cooking now. Like let's give him some props. Like he's looking like Portland CJ, but I ain't seeing him locking up nobody, and I know they're gonna put him on Mikal.
But here's the thing.
but still, they're gonna figure out a way. I know they are.
I was listening to your boy Bill Simmons earlier today. He's like, man, he brought up a good point. He was like, yo, they're down the stretch, their guy is McCollum, which is cool in March and early April, but like think about it.
Are you really trying to rely on McCollum? Like, this isn't 2009.
He's right though. Like, think about it.
6'2" guard doesn't really have too much handle. Is it playing defense?
I mean, he played defense in Portland. So it's like, think about it. Go down the line. I got Cade Cunningham. You got CJ McCollum. I got Jaylen Brown or one-legged Jason Tatum. You have CJ McCollum. I have Jalen Brunson. You have CJ McCollum. I have Donovan Mitchell. You have CJ McCollum.
Shit, I got James Harden.
And you have CJ McCollum. Now,
but
I got a guy. Like,
shit, low key, I got Cat.
And you have CJ McCollum. And again, CJ McCollum was drafted in 2000 and what? Like
6, 7?
I can't be.
I didn't even mean it.
No, I don't.
Ask me how.
No, I don't know if that is. I'm just no. Kevin Durant is 2007. Like, that's crazy. He was drafted in 2013. So yeah, like, he's 34 years old. That's the second team that I want to play. As for the team that I would not want to play,
I think I know which one it is.
Everyone's picking the Hornets, so I was like, all right. And I hope, you know what? What's your name? What's this guy's name? Jonathan Macri. If you're watching, we should do a recap every year, do some research, because every year there's the team that nobody wants to play that doesn't win the playoff series. We should go do deep dive for that, because I believe last year Detroit was a team that nobody wants to. No. The Lakers are the team that nobody wants to play, and Julius Randle and Ant got them all the way out of the paint. All the way out the paint. All right. The team that I think they don't want to play, for me, it's a tie between two teams. If I'm excluding
top four.
Hornets. Yeah. If I'm excluding the Hornets and I'm excluding top four, there's two teams. And they both play in the state of Florida.
I knew it.
Miami, and listen, I've been on fuck Miami for like 3 years. Like, me and XJ, the game that changed basketball in New York forever, that game against the Heat, Jaime Jaquez Jr., I Catch You in Hell. I don't know if you remember, Jeff, the KFS group chat was lit going into the game of like, oh, because I think Miami jumped out to a lead early and was like, oh my God, the zombie Heat, whatever. Oh my God, you got to kill him. Oh my God, and PTSD. And me and XJ are like, yo, these dudes suck. Get them the fuck out of here. Don't be afraid of these dudes.
That butterfly effect. You talk about the amounts of what if, man.
I don't want to talk about it.
Man.
I don't want to talk about it. But so I have been on like this whole Miami, the boogeyman thing. I've been off that since 2024. With that being said, an Eric Spoelstra team is going to be annoying no matter what. And we also have to deal with the second leading one game scored in NBA history and his illegal ass screens for like that series is going 6. Period. Like the Knicks can come out engaged, focused, intense, energetic, and that series is going 6. It's going 6.
Because here's the thing: Bam gets plus 10 attributes across the board when Asia's at courtside. So, and it's a fact. Yo, look it up. That man, when wifey's from courtside, he is Jordan, bro. So Asia and Bam and Spo, I don't want it. I don't want it. I just don't want it. In Orlando, only reason.
We have the same reason, I bet you.
They got to get out in one piece. They got to get out of the series in one piece. And we know it's not going to, they're getting out of there with the bandage. You know how like Mankind would have the taped up ribs going into his championship match? That's what it would be. Like they would come out of that hurt. So like, I don't think the Magic are a threat, but I'm like, yo, Desmond Bane may wake up on the wrong side of the bed and start beaning dudes or tackling. Jalen Suggs is an edge rusher. Who knows what else is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, quietly, is Franz Wagner, is he done? Sean, is he done for the season? Are we not going to see him again?
You want to hear a hot take?
What?
Him coming back would actually make me feel better about them in a playoff series because Orlando has this issue where they either don't know or don't want to admit who their best player is. Like, if the roles were reversed and there was no Paolo and it was just Franz, I would be more concerned. But no Franz and Paolo, all right. And then both of them playing, it's gonna be like it's like there will be instances where like they should, Franz is killing them, but Julius Randle, better PR, got to do his stuff thizzle, right? So, but yeah, we're on the same page. With Orlando, it's the classic case of we ain't gonna win the game, but we're gonna win the fight. And I don't want to deal with that. I do not want to deal with that. Ottawa mentioned the Philly simply because, if Maxey comes back, Maxey's going to score 45 points.
I'm telling you, I think Podcast P is on that super soldier serum. I'm telling you, bro. It's going to kick in. He going to have abs. You going to be, was you in jail for 25 games? Bro, oh, man. Like, I don't know. It's something fishy, man. It's something fishy. I don't want no parts.
It's beyond fishy. By the way, Mr. Andrew Claudio has a comment here. He said the Lakers were the 3 seed. And I don't know if you remember this. I said the Lakers wasn't shit from the Luka trade all season. I was like, no. And the funny thing is, I was like, they could lose to Minnesota. I told Dorian, I was like, they could lose to Minnesota because Minnesota can have the best player in the series. So I love you, Andrew Claudio, but I was right. Okay. And the dirty answer to the comment. He says it's so trendy for this fan base to assume we're soft. It's not a soft thing. We're not being soft. It's just them being overly physical.
Yeah.
And the screens and the illegal screens and the pushing and there are certain teams in this league that are allowed to play football. One is the reigning defending NBA champions. One is the Orlando Magic. Like, they're just allowed to play football. Simple as that. So that's why I don't want to play them, because it's just going to be a level of physicality I don't want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of things I don't want to deal with, so in case you haven't heard, our friend Stephen A. Smith had some comments about one Mikal Bridges. Basically, he was talking cash shit about Mikal Bridges. I need more from him, yada, 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 da, 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 da. And Josh Hart, responded as a good teammate should. And he's like, hey, I think, basically he's saying is that, like, I think Josh is getting too much flack. He does what he's asked to do. And, lay off of him, right? Like, doing what, like, coming to the defense of a teammate that you've played with in college and in the pros.
Yeah.
And when Josh Hart said that, it was just, harmless. To me, it's harmless. And Stephen A. Smith responded this way.
I need Josh Hart to be quiet. Sit down. Only time I want you standing up and talking is if you playing. Not when it comes to Mikal Bridges. You need to stand down. This is grown-ups. This is business. So let's keep it a buck here. Josh Hart, respectfully, you got to stand down. There's no way to talk your way out of that. Hard on Mikal.
Did we get preempted? Oh, no. This is the worst cliffhanger of all time, because I think my guy Sean might be out of here for a minute. All right, we're going to wait for Sean to get back. Sean's laptop's been hating on him all day. I know Sean was setting it up, so I will take y'all questions while we wait for him to come back, because, of course, his laptop was the one that was hosting all of the media. So I can't play the rest of the clip for you. But it's all good. This is Knicks Film School, KFS After School on the Knicks Film School YouTube channel. Sean looks like he is on his way back. So we'll wait for him. This is a reminder, like this video, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, share it with the world. We about to discuss all of that commentary that's been going on between Steve Smith, Josh Hart, and everybody in between, which means us, whether you're a fan, whether you're a pundit, whether you're an analyst, whoever, we are going to talk about this. I'm going to take y'all comments. Anything y'all have Knicks related while we wait for Sean to come back, ask away. Navy Blue 76 says Sean needs to upgrade his Chromebook. He actually has a MacBook. Not too much on my friend, not too much. He has a MacBook. It just heard that Apple is coming out with $599 new MacBooks and it got jealous. So that's why I be acting up sometimes. So no Chromebooks over here. You feel me? Sean,
don't disrespect me like that. Chromebook.
You got to update your Chromebook. I was like, no, please, not too much. Not too much.
Okay, so you get the point. You get the point of what Mr.
Smith,
Mr.
A. Smith. The laugh was so crazy that Sean just faded away again. Yo, Navy Blue, he might have a Chromebook, bro. We got to call it what it is. He might have a Chromebook, my brother. Damn, that's crazy. Yo, Sean has a Chromebook until further notice. So, yo, I want to know from y'all any questions you have. We got over 100 people watching. I know y'all are on social. At me, at Jeff J Says, if you have any questions and you don't feel like putting it in the YouTube chat, if you have YouTube chat, please load it up and holla at me, because I am going to stall as long as I can until Sean fires up his HP Dell 6560, and we get back rocking. You heard? He might have to connect from his phone at this point. He definitely might have to connect with his phone. So I'll set it up a little bit more before he comes back. Of course, you heard Stephen A's comments responding to Josh Hart for downplaying the level of criticism that Mikal is facing. And he gave some pointers on it, like, hey, he's playing in a different offense. He's been asked to do different things. He stood up for Mikal time and time again. Of course, that's his man. And Stephen A wanted to hear none of that. All right, quick Q&A. Dirty Dancer asks, what is my Grammy for? So first off, I'm not a recording artist, maybe one day down the line. So it's not a Grammy, it's actually an Emmy. And I won it for my work at MSG Networks for our campaign promoting our show. So that's what it is for. Sean, are we live? Are we back? I think we are back.
All right. I'm trying another browser because I think it might be a browser issue.
Oh, Chrome acting shaky?
Chrome might be acting shaky. So I'm on Safari.
Navy Blue 76. You were 50% correct. It wasn't a Chromebook, but it might have been Chrome, bruh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Don't. What?
Oh, okay. You froze for a second. I was like, oh no.
Oh, you know what? Let me get off of Wi-Fi. Let me do that. I might freeze for a second because I'm getting off of Wi-Fi. So if you have to vamp, just vamp.
Weak on wit. Weak here. Wait, somebody asked did you blow the cartridge?
Yo, try explaining blowing a cartridge to a 10-year-old, and they have no concept.
What's a cartridge? Why are you blowing it? Why didn't you just re-download it?
Oh, it's funny. In my basement, I actually have a working Sega Genesis.
Nice.
And there's one time it wasn't working. I was like, hold on. I had to do all that stuff. All right. Back to Stephen A. So Stephen A basically, actually, you know what? I want to play the rest of the clip because he says something.
You gonna play all 4 minutes?
No. So I edited this. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, but I edited it. And there's something you want. Let me pull this up here. Let's go here, and I'm gonna skip ahead because I know we saw like half of it. All right, let's go.
No way to talk your way out of that. Hard on Mikal Bridges.
Is it going slow?
Yeah.
For you? Okay. All right. Oh, that's okay. That's unfortunate. All right. So
text it to me. Maybe I can run it.
All right. I'll send it to you. So Popper. So Steve Popper spoke to Josh Hart, and Josh Hart had this comment afterwards where he said, "For me, I think Stephen A, as a part-time Knicks fan, needs to shut the hell up. He barely knows the guys that are on the team." Now, when he said this, I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen next. All right. So Stephen A. Smith responded on his show on Sirius XM. I'm going to try to play this. Let's see if this works.
What did I say about the New York Knicks that requires me to know anybody? First of all, you don't know who I know. Secondly, you don't know who talks to me. Thirdly, you don't even know how close I am to the people that cut your checks, Josh Hart. I'm not asking for something he can't give. He can give more. Yes, he can. I believe in him, but he hasn't done it. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to say so. If that offends you, I'm sorry. But I ain't changing. And that last part, again, about not knowing players or whatever, you don't know who I know. You don't know who I talk to. You don't know what information I have and the things that I don't say. Watch your mouth. You don't know what I know. You don't have to worry about me telling anything. Not about you or anybody else. I don't roll like that. But you don't know what I know. I'm a Knicks fan. And I know what I see. And I'm not satisfied.
It's your boy.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
What?
Oh, you're.
No,
oh, I thought
the
you.
clip
I
ended.
thought
The
you
clip
dropped
ended.
the can.
No, the clip ended. That's it.
Okay. You're darkness. The darkness is spreading.
Well, you can see me, right?
No,
What do you mean you can't see me?
it's a black box.
I can see myself.
Is it me? Is it just me,
Am I back?
brother? It is me and Noob Sabat.
I'm literally looking at myself on this thing.
Click your camera on and off.
All right, let's try that. Am I back?
No. Switch your camera. I don't know if you have a MacBook camera. Switch it
do,
to a
I
MacBook.
do.
Switch it
Okay.
to a MacBook and then switch it back.
Okay, let me try that. Let's see. Let's go here. So I'm gonna do that, but you're not gonna see anything. And then I'm gonna do.
There we go.
Okay. Whew. All
Get to
right.
use my degree twice a year. That was I think that might have been number 2, Loki.
So that was him on the Stephen A. Smith show on Sirius XM in the afternoon. And then, of course, the Knicks went and lost to the Hornets. And, of course, Stephen A. had some things to say on First Take this morning. Please let this work. Please let this work. Okay, here we go.
Volume.
I don't. Wait a minute. Oh, come on.
Did you download it? You
No,
might have
I-
downloaded it with
this-
no.
Maybe I could try sending it to you. But basically he's like, Josh Hart, you're not yapping now, Josh Hart. You're not yapping, are you? Huh? You're not yapping, right?
Which we knew he was gonna do.
Yes. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. One, shots Big Queens. How Sav. But okay. Do you know what bothered me the most about this?
What?
And he said it in the first take clip that we didn't get to have time to get to, but he mentioned here like, I'm close to people that cut the checks. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna have him cut? Is he gonna have him traded? Like, is he trying to insinuate that he can go to James Dolan? Like he's at Florida State and he can have his scholarship revoked? Like, yo, dog. You know what? I'll say this. Because a lot of people say that Stephen A. is not a real Knicks fan. He's a fake fan. He's this, that, and the third, whatever. I will say this. 2 things in life can be true. 1, Stephen A. Smith is a Knicks fan. He's a fan of the New York Knicks, a true fan of New York Knicks and wants to see the Knicks do well. The second thing is that he, as much as he is a fan of the New York Knicks, he is a bigger fan of money. And he will stop at nothing to do anything that increases his profile, that helps justify his salary and gets him paid. And if the New York Knicks and its players are collateral damage, so be it. So be it. I mean, from blaming Jalen Brunson for Mikal being here to like, then it's I'm gonna go on Mikal, and he's like, and in that clip, I'm mad that we couldn't play the whole thing because Monica Minot was on the show. Shout out to Monica. Monica asked him, what should his role be? And what should because she says like the 5 picks may be worth it within the system. And again, listen, was it an overpay? Yes.
Yes.
Jeff and I have been over this. It's an overpay, it's a sunk cost, whatever. But Monica's like, maybe within the system, what he's asked for the 5 picks is worth it. But what do you want from it? He's like, I want him to score 20 a game. He's a 4th option. You can't have 4 guys scoring 20. That way, one guy scores 30 and the other guy scores 25. Now, you can have 3 guys that score 20, but even then, usually when you have 3 guys that average 20 points a game over an 82-game season, they're either usually not very good or they're not good at defense, whatever. Like when people keep throwing counting stats in my face, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, why? Like, he can't score 20. Like, if he's scoring 20 a game, something went wrong. But again, Stephen A. likes the Knicks. He likes money more, and he will use the Knicks. And if the Knicks are collateral damage for him to get his shit off, so be it. It made me very happy to see the majority of the community get behind Josh Hart and say, like, fuck this guy. Because except for like one person who I'm not going to name, who's just the grifter of all grifters. You probably know who I'm talking about. But like, what is the end game for Stephen A. Smith? What is it? What is it? I don't know.
10 figures.
I mean, okay, in terms of like sport, like I was watching KFTV Worst Take. Shout out to Alex and CP. They discussed it as well. And CP made a very good point. He's like, yo, I don't understand. I've never seen someone get paid so much to be as wrong as he is. But it works. But it's just like, what's the end game? What is the end game? You said it's 10 figures. I think it's more than, it's more than money.
Power,
influence,
respect. Let me get off what I want to get off. No bombs, please. No bombs. Stephen A. Smith, the educated brother from the bank, the real leader of the Knicks for Clicks industrial complex. Enough is enough. Let's just call it what it is so that our fan base is no longer pissed off by his takes. Stephen A. Smith is a Knicks fan. The Stephen A. Smith from Hollis. Stephen A. Smith, trademark, copyright, the TV personality, is not a Knicks fan. He is a content creator, which is 2 totally different things. His main goal is to entertain with sports, almost like sports entertaining. Because you know everything is wrestling, right? And he plays the heel and the face unlike anybody in the history of television. He got Knicks fans ready to burn it down. He got Knicks haters ready to burn it down. And the ultimate goal is engagement and to drive views, CPMs, engagement on linear and digital in order for his show to be rated #1. That's what the goal is. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And being indifferent in TV is a death sentence. And Stephen A. Smith is the anti-indifference equation. That's what he is. And he's very good at it. It is lucrative. I don't hate the player, but that doesn't mean I can't tell you how the game is played. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So knowing all of that, you did it. You made yourself the avatar of the mainstream Knicks fan. You go to the highest of highs, you go to the lowest of lows. With that great power also comes a great responsibility. And what's going to happen is the same thing that happens to everybody in this fan base. When fans see your bullshit, they're going to call it out. And our memories are long. I remember 2 or 3 years ago when he said, I don't want to hear about some dude named Hartenstein. The same dude named Hartenstein that was a key cog in the Thunder winning their first title ever, him.
Some dude that Sam Presti was like, here's $90 million.
Okay. I remember when he joined the Knicks Click community and was shitting on the Brunson signing, saying that they're talking about him like he's KD. And here's the thing, Sean. He likes to deflect criticism with his years of journalism, with how many years longer he's been alive as a Knicks fan than you've been alive as a person. He likes to do that. Here's the flip side of it. If you that connected, if you that in the know, then you should have known something about Brunson that we don't. You got the platform if you are a true Knicks fan, you have the platform to inform people about the things that they don't know about. He probably thinks Mo Diawara is AJ DeBonster. I could put Kaz in an Ariel Huck-Porty jersey, and he might say, yo, did he have cornrows? Did he cut them? Oh, that's crazy. If you say toe him, you bum into him, he's going to think you casting a Harry Potter spell. He don't know 1 through 15. And the thing is, the mainstream fans, the casual fans, they're not going to Knicks Film School or KFTV or Knicks on One to find out in-depth analysis of the Knicks. We know Stephen A., he's the Knicks fan, right? And when he's perpetually wrong, then that perpetuates the idea that Knicks fans just be chatting. And that's why Knicks fans are mad. You think that a grown-ass man who you sounded like a right-wing nut is telling to shut up and dribble. The only time you want him to talk is stand up there is when he's on the basketball court. We losing the plot. Now you getting too much like a heel in WWE. You not talking hoop. That's what fans want. They want you to talk hoop. You got all those journalism degrees and clout. Nobody can take that away from you. Why don't you utilize it? Why don't you utilize it and really put us on? If you telling me you want Mikal to score 20 points, you don't watch the Knicks. And you know how I know he doesn't watch the Knicks? He constantly tells us that he's too busy because he's making too much bread. He works too much. So he can't watch every game. You can watch some, though. You can watch enough to have an informed opinion. I don't care how much sassiness you have and clapbacks and who you know that's cutting the checks. What is the TMZ gossip going to do about informing fans about hoop, bro? And that's not to say that criticism isn't warranted. We criticize all the time. It's the sensationalism.
Yes.
Bro, they were on a 7-game win streak when he's bringing up Mikal in these picks. They were actively winning when he brought up this topic. Just because Josh brought it up. Josh brought it up because it was brought to him. And they plucked that quote out for him to go off for like 4 minutes. Sidebar. Funny enough how that was the topic of Knicks Twitter for a few weeks, and then it all of a sudden ends up in First Take. Wonder where the producers are getting their topics from. Remember who worked in TV? Who works in TV? 2 + 2 does not equal aardvark. Okay? So instead of informing people about who they got off their bench or Alvarado or, hey, Cat, where's the Cat conversation about how he's been performing during this streak? That's what a Knicks fan would do. What you're doing is performative. And we know why you're doing it. Sean already told you. You ask, what's the whole point of being wrong? It's the point of being right with knowing how to bait engagement. Oh, and I won't even make it as salacious. How to be interesting, how to be entertaining, how to be evocative, and how to get your numbers up and to maintain your top position. Because kind of like what he does with the politics, if you stay in the center and you give equal smoke to both sides, then you could always say that you call in balls and strikes. But once again, the Knicks fans know what's up. Sean, you remember a couple of years ago, it might have been last year, he had to dig his heels in and revolt against the Knicks fan community who were loud about excommunicating him.
Yes.
You remember that? He's like, y'all can't kick me out. I've been a Knicks fan since 1970, such and such. I remember Bernard King. I remember this, like that. He's like, I ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't kicking me out. I'm a real Knicks fan. I ain't going nowhere. And that's probably the realest he's ever been on TV, for real, authentic, not doing the walk up in MSG before a game against the Pacers, not getting Spike on to sensationalize a potential loss. That was the most authentic, because that's what the Knick fan in him came out to say. Y'all can't make me go. I've been suffering just like you, but we can call off the bullshit. We can call out the bullshit when we see it. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot be the avatar. We don't need that. We absolutely don't need that. And I'm not saying I want to be that. I'm not saying you want to be that. But what I'm saying is, if you claiming to be that, Josh's words pierced you, because that ain't the first time you heard. At least he gave you part-time. At least he gave you 20 hours a week. At least he give you 20 hours a week as a Knicks fan. Because a lot of people out here are saying, and it's not just me saying it. Other people have said it. Other people have said it. I already see people who are not even Knicks fans like, yo, I bet he don't know. They're putting up pictures of guys on the bench. Who's this? Who's that? I don't Google. Without using Google, can you name this person? You talking about, you are adding to the coverage, the sensationalized coverage of the Knicks, where other teams that are doing the same thing the Knicks are doing negatively don't get the same smoke. And I've been bringing that up for weeks. It's time to call it what it is, bro. He is, if not the cog, the main cog. He might be the final boss of the Knicks for Clicks industrial complex. And it's ill that he's a sleeper cell. And we're just awake to it right now.
So Stephen A. Smith is Hydra, basically.
Dog! Stephen Hydra A. Smith. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Stephen A. Smith is the Hydra of Knicks fandom. Fuck a Trojan horse. You don't know who's down until he gives the signal. And then once he gives the signal, the takes are a-flying.
And listen, we're not just saying it. Everyone's saying it. Bleacher Report saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it. Everyone's saying it.
Kofi Y is saying it. I saw tweets from him. Other people are saying it, bro. Other people are saying it. And that's why I said enough is enough. You are not a Knicks fan. And here's the other thing. Here's the other. Stephen A. Smith. First take Stephen A. Smith. I was going to compare him to somebody else, but I don't want to do that because art imitates life too much. Yep. There was another wrestling figure who was him playing himself on TV, just in a sensationalized version. But I don't want to. I just don't want to do that.
Don't do that.
I'm not attacking the man. I'm keeping it all on wax. I'm not attacking the man at all or his character. The personality, the character of Stephen A. is just he's not, bro. He's not a Knicks fan, and we see it. We see it, and we know what it looks like when you're trying to antagonize the community. Like we just know, bro. Like I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. You said the Hydra thing, and that really sparked me. But yeah, bro, like. You claim to be a Knicks fan. Like, no, you're not. You're not, bro. Steve, that personality is not a Knicks fan. Straight up and down. He's not. I had one more point, but I cannot, like, I dumbed out. The fact of the matter is that as long as there is people trying to benefit. Like the whole time, I've been talking for years about people, especially when the Knicks were bad. Mm-hmm. They were trying to use them for their 5-minute comedy routines on TV. Yes. And trying to get off takes and stuff like that, trying to antagonize. We got people in 2026 on social media, you know who they are, who are actively trying to antagonize the Knicks fan base in hopes that we see each other in a playoff series, the team that they want wins so that they can get more views and engagement and followers. This is a tried and true strategy, and our dumbasses keep falling for it and falling for it and falling for it and falling for it again. Like, That's just what it is, bro. Like, at the end of the day, we see it. We see it, and we know what the real is. We know what the real is. Y'all know where to go. Oh, that was my last point. This isn't even about him. It's not even about how much knowledge he is. That's what makes it worse. You throw the journalism and your years of experience and everybody you know into it, then why don't you know more about the team? Why don't you talk more about the team? And do believe, when I say Knicks fans call out the bullshit, we call out the bullshit for people who we know watch the game every day too. Y'all know who them people are. Who we know for a fact are watching every game and still say some bullshit online or some bullshit on TV or some sensationalistic shit. And they get called out all the same. So there is equal opportunity smoke. So if you're going to put yourself on that pedestal, you better have a harness because people are going to call you out to get knocked off.
I will say, it's funny, there's something I want to say I forgot, but it'll come back to me. Josh I am as critical of Josh Hart as I am probably the most critical of Josh Hart of anyone on KFS. But my criticism is ball. Like, shoot when you're open, right? Steve may have picked the wrong motherfucker to pick a fight with on this team. In terms of Josh is not going to be the one that's going to take the high road. Like, he don't know the address. So I wonder if Steve is prepared for, like, so when Steve pulls his, I'm going to pull up to Madison Square Garden and it's going to look like, and ESPN puts the Stone Cold music in the background when he's doing his strut. I've already seen one NBA player confront Stephen A. Smith on a court during a game. There might be a second, but I'm asking you this, Jeff.
He ain't confronting.
He'll
say something, but ain't
Josh
going
going up to him. Yeah. Are you prepared for the Stephen A. Smith episode of The Roommate Show in August? Because you know it's coming.
You know it's coming. Rap is like wrestling. Everything is fake.
Basically.
A wise man named Tony Yayo once said, the man who gave John Cena the "you can't see me" move.
Talk about it.
I already know. Because you know what? He already said, I don't got no personal beef with Josh. But you told the dude, shut up and dribble. You basically told him, shut up and dribble. Like, what are we talking about here? And you know what's even more nasty, Sean? This is exactly what he wanted. We're making content over this shit. Listen. What is we all conceded. I'm just the first to admit it. You know what I mean? We all dumb. We all doing it. But you know, it is the news of the day. We cover the Knicks. We gonna talk about it. I just think it's all corny, man. And the thing is, it's not like Stephen A. don't be in the Garden. I see Stephen A. in the Garden when he's not working one of his 15 job and he can make it there, right? Like I see him in there. But to the point of saying I'm a Knicks fan, just like, not every bro want to wear para. Some dudes think after the day you cross is the day you stop wearing para, but I'm not going to old man yell at Cloud of that because that's too much deeper than rap. That's too much. That's too deep in the weeds. There's a certain level of bravado, right? He shows up at games when he's not working. He's wearing a suit. He's doing whatever. But you a fan. Why you not wearing gear? Why you not repping like a fan would? Shoot, you say what you want about Reggie. My man was there with his jersey tucked into his jeans, showing his belt buckle up every game. Jalen Rose. Didn't he even really play? Did he play for the Pistons at all?
No, he's just from Detroit.
He's just from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Repping them like that is his home team. That's literally his home team. Repping them heavy. You don't rep like that. That's why I said Stephen A. Smith from Queens, from Hollis, Queens. That's the Knicks fan. The guy we see on TV is not, bro. He's not. And I'm not to say you can be a level of fan. The peak I will give is the personalities are casual. That's the peak I will give it. Past that, and it's because he told us. My man said, I'm working, bro. I can't be sitting next to Spike every day in the Garden. And you know what else was nasty? When he was like, so what? The 99% of reporters and podcasters and media people have to know everybody on your team and know who you are. I would expect the 1% who consider themselves Knicks fans and work in the market and cover would know everybody. It ain't even the 99%. And oh, by the way, maybe you should know general stuff about teams if you cover the league, especially marquee teams. Maybe you should know. It's really not that tough nowadays to tap into somebody and get a general idea of what's going on. Broadcasters do it as part of their research before they're on the game. That's why Breen can spit stats that we be spitting.
Well, listen, I remember the other thing I was going to say. Stephen A. also is just doing too much everywhere. Like, every time I open the ESPN app to look for a score, and I see if I'm looking for a score, like, and I would say 7 out of 10 times when I go to look at a score, whether it's in baseball or football or the NBA or college basketball, there is a Stephen A reacts to, like I saw a thing, Stephen A reacts to why Arkansas lost to Arizona. Like, dog, you ain't watched that game. Like Stephen A reacts to Aaron Judge struggling in game 1. Stephen A reacts to this. Stephen A, like, dog, you can't, like, jack of all trades, you know the rest. But basketball is supposed to be his thing. Know the fucking players on the fucking team.
Especially if you're a fan.
No, there is no excuse not to know the players on the team. I remember Rayford Young Sr. trying to jump on Monica McNutt when she brought up because someone had just got traded off the Hawks. And it was a clearly an honest mistake. He's like, oh, she don't watch the game. She don't watch. I was like, yo, Monica made a mistake. But there's no, like, I know Monica puts in the work and she watches the games and she knows who she does her homework. Dog, you have to know, you can't be giving Quentin Grimes credit for a win against the Bucks when he got traded. Get Isaiah Hartenstein's name right. Like, no one's saying you have to go to every game. No one's saying you have to watch every game. No one watches every game. I think Zach Lowe probably watches the most basketball, and he doesn't watch every single game. But know who's on the fucking team. Know who's on the fucking team. Is that too much to ask?
No.
That's all.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I just know I've only seen him take that certain tone when talking about the Knicks a couple of times, and it's every time his fandom is questioned. It's every time. And what do we say, Sean? Fan how you fan, right?
Yeah.
Fan how you fan. But I do think, like most things in this country, when you achieve a level of power and influence, you do have a responsibility to conduct yourself a certain way. Or you can rock however you rock, but don't get surprised when people criticize you. Don't be surprised. Like, fam, I don't understand. If Stephen A was shown a clone of himself that was doing the same things, but for another team, I would love to hear his unfiltered thoughts about whether he thinks that guy's an actual fan. And yeah, fan is short for fanatic. And we do have people in the fan base that are that deluded. We do, just like every other team, we do have people in the fan base who will watch a lot of basketball and still be wrong about basketball and still be so reductive in analysis, if you want to call it that. We do understand that, right? Like, we do understand that they're going to be doing that. But at the same time, we call it out. He's no different. Because remember, this fandom don't got no hierarchy. No. There might be artificial versions. There might be ones based on social status or whatever, but there is no real hierarchy. You one of us, you one of us. And we adjudicate as a community. Like, you know, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Like, enough is enough, bro. And I'm glad Josh Hart spoke out about it. I knew what was going to happen. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I said, oh, they're losing in Charlotte, and he going to turn the fuck up. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny. But at the same time, yo, and people friend differently in this era.
How so? You said friend?
Yeah, like friendships, I feel like in this era, especially with like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and younger millennials, I feel like it's a little different. Where I think there's a lot of social media performative commentary going on where they'd say like, oh, your friend makes a mistake. I'm not putting the level of mistake. Your friend does something you don't like, cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even go to like levels because then that's going to make this too convoluted example. But like the idea that if your friend does something, let's say your friend like it says some misogynistic things or something online, or they shit on waffles and waffles ain't do shit to them.
Mm-hmm.
And your friend is like Twitter popular.
Mm-hmm.
And people know you know the friend. They want you to publicly denounce the friend. And for some people, the code is, well, that's my friend. I can call them up and talk to them. I don't need an audience to check my friend. I don't need an audience to check my friend. I can talk to my friend and support them or guide them and criticize them and do all of that. And at the same time, if somebody says something about my friend, I'm going to stand up for them. Mm-hmm. Especially if I know they're not like in the wrong or I think they're getting a bad rap. I just feel like there's some people who they're quick to like cut off or be sheepish about their support unless it's safe. Unless it's safe or it won't affect them in any way. If they truly consider the person a friend. And I feel like that kind of mentality seeps into a lot of the things that we see with this type of commentary between Stephen A and Josh Hart. Because like, why shouldn't Josh Hart say something about his mans? Especially when, if we're going to appeal to authority, Josh knows a lot more about Mikal's role than we do. And knows how it's supposed to operate. And we're well within our right to say, yo, because all Stephen A would have to say is, yo, I respect that, but fuck that. Like, I think he should be doing more. That's all he had to say. So he took it to hell when he went on the shut up and dribble rant.
So, and fucking technology, but on the Stephen A. Smith show, he actually says it in First Take today. He actually says, like, I don't have a problem with him telling me shut the hell up because I told him to stand down and be quiet. So he and to be fair, he acknowledged that. It's like I told him to stand down and be quiet. He told me shut the hell up.
So then it should have ended there.
But then he had to go act like, you know, John Gotti. I know people who sign your checks, and I know this, I know that. It's like when he did the whole thing with KD, like, don't want to make an enemy out of me. Like you ain't Kingpin, bro. Like, stop threatening people.
Well, we know it ain't Leon Rose because he was on Leon Rose's ass about not giving interviews.
No, I have my listen. Madison Square Garden has there's a lot of little fingers at Madison Square Garden, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And we spent way too much time talking about Stephen A. Smith, but you know what? To your point, you know what I say? On one hand, I don't like that we talked about this because this is what he wants and this helps his bottom line. But at the same time, I tell you all the time, the game is a game. If you're gonna make bullshit, if you're gonna capitalize off of bullshit content, we're gonna capitalize off of calling your content bullshit.
And the Chitlin circuit continues. Is the fact the
exactly.
sausage factory keeps going.
But
we, it's in bounds for us because we talk about the Knicks. Yes. And I think that is important when you consider how soured the outlook has been on Mikal, because there are some fans that expect him to drop 20 points a game because they traded 5 picks from him. When I thought it was known he's here to be a system player and he was supposed to complete the system.
Yes.
And let's keep it a buck. If a series of unfortunate events doesn't happen in that game 1 against the Pacers, maybe they do make it to the finals. And then what do you say? You should say fuck them picks.
I'm like fuck them picks.
So I don't know, man. I seen the dude perform in the playoffs. If he took more contact and wasn't allergic to contact, I don't think this becomes a talking point. I think that legit pisses people off. And then it's like on top of that, you're going to be adverse to contact and you not dropping 20 and we traded 5 picks for you. now I'm tight.
Yep.
But you don't curse out a car because the owner spent $80K on it. You don't curse the car out and say, well, you should be hitting Mach 2 on the highway. It's like, bro, I am what I am. I'm manufactured a certain way. Why are you cursing out a Mustang? Curse out the guy who bought me. He knew my MSRP. He knew what my specs were. That's what it seems like. And I'm not saying, once again, I'm not saying that people can't criticize. Like, we can call it what it is, game to game. I do think, like Ian Begley said, if we're going to talk about Mikal's impact, you got to talk about both sides of the ball. The Knicks were the number one defense for like 30-something games in the conference, right? And even the fact that the Hornets only dropped 114, it adds to that, right? They the one team that been able to slow them down. It ain't, Mikal ain't out there getting cardio. So, I don't know, man.
Real quick before we wrap up, Navy Blue says, Cena got that from Yayo. Navy Blue, after the show, when you're on YouTube, search on YouTube, Tony Yayo, So Seductive. That should answer your question. All right. Let's end on a lighter note. And I know you saw this already, Jeff, but this is going to be great. Please work. Oh my goodness, why is this not working?
Have you been downloading stuff without the
No, I checked all these things. They work. I checked all these things. They work. I know they work. Oh my goodness.
Text me the clip. Just text it to me. I'll run it up.
All right. I'll text it to you. Yes. Oh, here we go. Jeff Johnson. Boom. All right. While you do that, I'm gonna vamp for a bit. Because there's a comment in here that I wanted to address and I cannot find it. Whatever. No, but let me know if you get it. I'll put a bow on the Stephen A. Smith thing. I remember Mark Berman. This lives rent free in my head. Mark Berman was on with John in like 2020. And
the reason why this TSA stuff doesn't affect me is because I'm Haitian. I've been getting to the airport 6-7 hours before my flight since I was born. As a matter of fact, I thought everyone did. Let me break it down for y'all. In a Haitian household, if you have a flight at 3 p.m., you're supposed to leave your house at 8 a.m. to get to the airport by 9. If you leave at 8:30, you're running late. You might miss the plane. 6 hours before. And that's just for domestic flights.
Oh, dog.
If it's international, we sleep over at the airport. It's that simple. My mom called me. She said, Leo, you see everything going on with STA? I said, Mommy, do you mean TSA? Whatever, same thing. You thought Mommy was crazy for going to the airport early all these years. Now you see why Mommy do that? To prepare you for life. Now you ready. I said, thank you, Mommy. She said, oh, thank you, Mommy. You're not welcome. And hung up. But for real, no, thank you, Mommy. Because I'm ready. 6-7 hours, that's light. We've been doing this.
Yo, that's a fact. Boy,
I'll throw it to our Haitian correspondent, Jeff Johnson, for the report.
Dog, I remember like my aunts and uncles would visit and like, all right, we gotta go. They get ready in the morning. I'm like, yo, you going to Florida. What time is your flight? 3 p.m. Why are you leaving? No, yo, why are you leaving now? I don't want to be late. I want to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable, right? So I'm like, that's doing a lot. But bro, what were they cooking? They was cooking something. Like, it's such a paranoia to get on that flight. And I think part of that, Sean, is the fact that if you're flying to the Caribbean, you know that there's a limited amount of flights.
Yes. So
you got to make sure you are, especially you're checking 1 billion bags. Let's call it like you see it. you're checking 1 million bags.
A barrel.
A dog. You caught mad stuff while you were over here. You brought stuff over here. You bringing it back. You got billion check-in bags. So it kind of behooves you to get to the airport early, because once you're in and you're comfortable, you know you're locked. So now you could just read. You probably calling people on the phone and continuing conversations that you would have had in the house beforehand. And it's like you at the crib. So the logic isn't crazy to me.
So I am not Haitian. However, I am Jamaican, and I can say this. Caribbean people will be late for everything except the airport.
Fam.
Everything. We will be late for everything else in life except going to the airport. If you have a flight that leaves at 3 and my father's picking you up and it's a 45-minute drive from the Bronx, he is at your crib at 11. Like, go on, let's go. Dog, it's like I'll tell you a story. My brother's wife, my sister-in-law, who is Haitian, her uncle had a flight. Her uncle got through security and whatever. This is years ago. Maybe like the last 5 years. Gets through security and gets to the gate 3 hours ahead of time. So he sits there, and what happens to him, Jeff? He fell asleep, and he missed the flight. Because he got there that early. Now, listen, I actually liked. The other reason why I play this is because yours truly is getting on a plane tomorrow, and my flight is at 3:30. We're leaving our house at 9 a.m. And listen, we have pre-check, we have touchless ID, so I am hoping and praying to the sweet 8 pounds, 6 ounce baby Jesus that our time on this line is under an hour. I hope it.
Where y'all flying out of?
JFK.
You might be all right because LaGuardia is a cesspool right now.
Oh, but did you see Andrew Claudio's tweet yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Now, that was Terminal 5, and JetBlue be on some other shit. I will not be in Terminal 5. I'm not going to dox myself and tell what terminal I'm going to be in, but I won't be in Terminal 5. But, yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I had to include it because I have been getting – and the funny thing is, now I have the mindset of I get to the airport. My goal actually is to get, especially when I travel like dolo for work, my goal is to spend 1 hour interrupted in either the Delta Sky Club or the Amex Lounge. And that's why I get there early, because I get there.
That makes sense.
I get there because listen, I'll get to the airport 3 hours before, but guess what? I'm going to lounge. I get some food, I get some drink, I do some work, I watch some TV, I'm comfortable. I look up, they say my flight is boarding, I get up and I walk to the plane. But I will be tweeting and whatevering my experience tomorrow. But yeah. Shout out to all the TSA workers that are working and not getting paid. God bless you. Honestly, I might tip one of y'all motherfuckers $20 tomorrow. Thanks for the idea, Dirty Dancer. You get like, yo, he's $20 right now, right? And hopefully ICE don't tell me to get off the line, but we'll see what happens. But that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us for the late night edition of KFS After School. If you like what you've listened to and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the Knicks Film School Podcast. We're available on all podcast platforms. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you'll get alerts when we go live for shows like this one, the weekly recap with John and Jeremy, X's and O's with Benji and DJ, the Knicks Twitter show with John and Rebecca, Dream, Draft Rules Everything Around Me with Chris Persianen, Cream, Cap Rules Everything Around Me with Jeremy Cohen, and of course, the post-game live streams with Jonathan Macri. Follow us on all socials at Knicks Film School. That is Knicks Film, SKOOL. And if you want even more Knicks content, more Knicks Film School content, you have two options. One, sign up for a Patreon. It's a little as $7 a month. You'll get all our episodes ad-free, as well as bonus episodes, Benji's grade book, DJ's film session, or you can sign up for the Substack newsletter written by Jonathan Macri, hitting your email inbox 5 and sometimes 6 days a week. So, for Jeff J, I'm Sean for W. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Knicks Nation, let's ride. If you're out on your bike tonight, it's too fucking late. Go to bed.